Good evening. I am going to be presenting to you my advanced conducting project, a compilation of videos over 2 years that I was able to enjoy taking a journey with Dr. Wilson. My breakthrough moment was my first video that I would like to submit, Rachmaninoff's Bogorodice Divo, which is number 6 from his all-night vigil. I chose this piece for my first conducting video because it begins to show that the journey I was upon, which was fixing a lot of technical problems in my conducting, spatial problems, as well as a pattern inaccuracy. With these problems that I was working on, I was fully constricted in my musicality. And so with this piece, I began to see progress in the technical issues, which released my musicality. So for your enjoyment, my piece number 1 again is Rachmaninoff's Bogorodice Divo. For my second piece in my conducting journey, I am using Estevez, a Venezuelan composer's piece Mata del Anima Sola. I was not familiar with this piece, and Dr. Wilson recommended this piece to me. This work was quite challenging for any conductor, but particularly for me, because it is a quite diverse piece in conducting forces. There is a soloist, then there is a very lively polyrhythmic section with a soloist singing over that, and then a beautiful slow lyrical section with a return to the rhythmic section. The rhythms alone are very challenging as they represent some of the folk instruments of the Venezuelan people. This piece is considered to be of the second generation, the 1900s iteration of the Venezuelan folk music. So for your enjoyment, Antonio José Estevez's Mata del Anima Sola. Bum 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 ba da da bum 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 ba da da bum 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 ba da da bum 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 ba da da bum 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 ba da bum bum ba 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 dum bum bum ba da da ba dum bum bum ba da da ba dum bum bum ba da 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 bum 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 ba dee dee bum 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 ba da da bum 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 ba da 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 bum 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 ba ya dum bum 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 ba dee dee bum 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 ba da da pling la da 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 dee dee da 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 My third piece for consideration is Victoria's O Quam Gloriosum. This was collaborated with the chamber singers in our summer conductor symposium. Renaissance music is something that I was very lacking in, and so Dr. Wilson and I focused quite heavily upon this to try to round out my musical language and repertoire. I find this difficult to conduct, firstly because it was never meant to be conducted. The linear nature of the vocal lines, which weave in and out of prominence, is a difficult task for the conductor, especially a novice conductor who thinks you must conduct everything, which was where I was at. Also, the circular nature of the music lends itself to just make circles, and I didn't think that that would be scholarly, but yet there are times when that may be appropriate. So trying to show what's happening is confusing, can be confusing, and many of our cohort also found this attempt to conduct this piece our most challenging project for this summer. However, Renaissance music is wonderful training music for developing choirs, and of course is beautiful to be sung anywhere and glorious to hear. So this work that I present now, the third in my project, is by the Spanish composer Tomás Luis Victoria, titled O Quam Gloriosum. This is an a cappella motet for 4 voices. I now come to Bach's beautiful Magnificat in D. For choral literature, I had done a comparison of Magnificats from different time eras. And so I was so excited when Dr. Wilson chose this for our summer conducting symposium. She chose the Sicut Locutus Est from this piece, which is a homophonic choral movement, and was quite fun and very quite fun to conduct. And I felt like the chamber singers were quite responsive, very responsive in conducting this piece. I found that some of my strengths as a public school teacher, choral conductor is cueing in the vocal parts, because that's what you do mostly. And so I found that I was very consistent and pretty good at this. And my feedback from students were they felt very secure when I brought them in. However, I found that my cutoffs were not in style always, and I still was working too high in my conducting playing. Because I'm so short, I've been conducting like this for many, many years, 30-something years, because my students were way up high, and that's what I did. This is a problem that will be working upon, have worked upon now for, by this point, several months, about half a year, and I will continue to work with this problem. But I will tell you that I truly enjoyed conducting this piece, probably because of the homophony and because it's Bach. So here is Bach's Sicut Locutus Est from his Magnificat in D.
Sicut locutus est ad Patris nostros, sicut locutus est ad Patris nostros, sicut locutus est ad Patris nostros, sicut locutus est ad Patris
My fifth conducting video is from Schubert's Mass in G. It's the Kyrie. I had also done, as you will see, I will have completed in this project several Kyrie from different composers, different eras. And this was from the conducting seminar chosen by Dr. Wilson. Again, I felt my cueing was very good, consistently good. My cutoffs needed work. I'm still too high in my conducting playing. And then we found another place to work upon for the fall, which is I am not prepping for cutoffs or some of my cues to come in. So this was a great project for me because I felt secure in this. It's very homophonic, and I could see further places for me to progress my conducting. And so this was a good seminal piece for me. And you will see now my Schubert's Kyrie from his Mass in G. Hello, this is my sixth piece in my conducting journey, and it is from the fall of 2020, studying a special topics course with Dr. Wilson, taken from a book by Dennis Schrock, which is Choral Monuments, and it studies and takes great choral masterworks from all the eras, from the Renaissance all the way to 20th century. So this first piece from that work that I did in the fall is by Josquin de Pré. It is a Kyrie again from his Missa Pagilingua. This semester I came up with a new study habit plan, which really transformed me. So I hope that you will begin to see, as I felt, a clear improvement in my conducting, and therefore maybe more confidence in my mannerism. What I'm working on is continuing down in the conducting plane, and this is getting better, but I am still working on being very mechanical, trying to be more musical, and through that showing the beauty of the phrases through this simple gesture of my rebound in my conducting, and rather than trying to do it with my whole body as a dramatic person that I am. So this piece in particular offers for me some really good opportunities to be circular and linear, which is getting me away from like a band director. And also this piece helps me keep the beat consistent, and that's a focus. But that's a challenge also because the meter will change. So this is the Kyrie from Josquin's Missa Pagilingua. Kyrie, Kyrie, la 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 di 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 Kyrie, 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 Kyrie. Christe, 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 da 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 da, ah, ba-dum bum 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 some, da, le, is on. Kyrie, 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 ki da da Kyrie, on on. My eighth piece is another Kyrie by Bach from his monumental B minor Mass. I have to say it in reverence. My conducting goals are continuing to get more sophisticated. I am working on showing phrasing not through facial expression, exaggerated body movement, of which I've been doing for over 40 years, but I'm also working on appropriate cueing, and I'm trying to do all of this through phrase rebound. It's very frustrating to learn something new. So what I do is I get up in the morning and get to school by 7:20, so that from 7:30 to 8 I can do warm-ups and pattern conducting and also Tai Chi, which is really opening my body up and grounding me in the floor. After school, then I do another 1 hour rehearsal of just the music that I'm working on for that week. And then during the day, during my lunch and my conference, I'm just listening to the score, I'm studying the score. And I have found that this is very grueling, but it has really helped me progress. This is a very monumental piece with a changing tempo, orchestra, and a 5-voice chorus. And so this is Bach's Kyrie from his B minor Mass. my eighth piece, Haydn's The Heavens Are Telling from the Creation. I must tell you that the first week of, we took 2 weeks for each masterwork. And the first week I worked on Achieved is the Glorious Work, and it was okay. But The Heavens Are Telling spoke to me. It is very lyrical. I had been able to sing the Gabrielle solo part when I was in university many years ago. And so, of course, I knew the piece. So the phrasing was it came very naturally to me. And I also didn't feel glued to the score. And so, and my daily regiment of rehearsing was really paying off. So this is one of my favorite works in my whole collection. And here I hope you will enjoy my conducting of The Heavens Are Telling from Haydn's Creation. The heavens are telling the glory of God. Bum, bum, ba-da-da-da-dee, da-da-da-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. The wonder of his work displays a firmament. Da-da-da-da-da-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. The wonder of his work displays a firmament. Da-da-da-ba-ba-dee-da-da-da-da. Today that is coming speaks it the day. Bum bum ba dee 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 dee. The night that is gone to go the night. The night that is gone to go. Da dee dee dum ba dum bum bum ba dum bum ba dum bum 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 dee 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 ba dee 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 bum 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 bum. The wonder of his work dee 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 dum bum bum bum. In all the land, da dee dee dee, dee 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 dee, dum da 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 dum, diadum, diadum, da 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 da, dee 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 dee. In all the land, in all the land, in all the lands resounds his word. Dee 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 dum bum, dee 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 dee, yum bum, yum bum, ba da 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 da, bum bum bum, bum bum, bum. Never, never, dee 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 dum bum ba dum bum 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 ba da dum bum 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 ba da 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 dum ba dee 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 bum bum da 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 ba 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 da ba 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 da ba 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 dee bum 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 ba 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 da bum ba da 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 ba dum bum ba dum bum bum ba dum bum ba dum bum ba da 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 dum dee 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 dum 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 dee 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 bum 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 ba ba dum bum ba da bum 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 ba ba dum bum 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 ba ba dum bum ba dum bum ba da bum ba da ba dee 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 da dee da 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 dee da da dee da 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 dum da dum da bum 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 ba bum bum ba dum bum bum ba dee 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 da 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 ba da 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 dee dum ba da dee da dee Dum bum 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 da bum dum bum the of his words displays the firmament, displays the firmament, displays the firmament, displays the firmament, bum 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 bum. My ninth piece in the conducting project is Mendelssohn's How Lovely Are the Messengers from St. Paul Oratorio. Now, when I was working on the Bach B minor Mass, I felt it very, very frustrating. And I felt like I needed to quit, quite frankly. I felt as if I was regressing in my technique. And then when I was able to bring in the creation and the heavens are telling, I felt a little bit better. But Dr. Wilson reminded me when I was working on the B minor Mass to start from a place of happiness when I felt the most confident. And remember, my breakthrough piece she and I felt was Rachmaninoff's Bogorodica Divo. And so I start from that place, and I do believe that that has influenced some of the lines, some of the phrase rebounding that is coming through correctly in this work and in the previous work from the creation. This piece is quite lovely to me. It reminds me also of Brahms' How Lovely Is the Dwelling Place. Excuse my voice. The melodies are soaring and they're really fun to conduct. So this video is my work on Mendelssohn's How Lovely Are the Messengers from his St. Paul Oratorio. Bum, ba-dum, bum. How lovely are the messengers that preach us the gospel of peace. How lovely are the messengers that preach us the gospel of peace. The gospel, how lovely are the messengers that preach us the gospel of peace. How lovely are the messengers that preach us the gospel of peace. Are they that preach us to all the nations? He's gone forth the sound of their words to all the nations. He's gone forth the sound of their words. He's gone forth the sound of their words. How lovely are the messengers that preach us the gospel. How lovely are the messengers that preach us the gospel. They that preach us the gospel of peace to all the nations. Is gone forth the sound of their words to all the nations. He's gone forth the sound of their words to all the nations. He's gone forth the sound of their words. He's gone forth the sound of their words to all the nations. He's gone forth the sound of their words throughout all the lands, their glad tidings. How lovely are the messengers that preach us the gospel of peace. How lovely gospel of, preach us the gospel of, they that preach us the gospel of peace. Da bum bum, dee da dum dum bum bum bum, dum bum ba dum bum ba dum bum bum. Hello, this is the 10th submission in my video conducting project portfolio. This is Benjamin Britten's Agnus Dei from his War Requiem. I had the longest amount of time to work on this piece, beginning the preparation work at the end of the fall of 2021 in November, and finalizing my conducting video in January of 2022. This was also, the War Requiem is one of the most difficult monumental pieces I've ever worked on. I did try the longer Sanctus movement that required more forces. I just didn't feel like I had the time to properly prepare that, so I switched to the Agnus Dei, which presents in itself some difficult conducting problems in that it is in 5/16 time. There are also polyrhythms going on between the soloist, the tenor soloist, the wind instruments, and then the violins and the chorus sing in 5/16 time. So it's one is in 3/4, one's in 5/16. So making that mash up and mesh up, it was quite difficult. With this video, I personally see better rebound. I see text inflection from my conducting gestures. My physical playing seems to be better. My cutoffs are getting better. And so I'm very proud of the work that I did on this very difficult piece, the Agnus Dei movement from Benjamin Britten's War Requiem. This spring, I conducted two very simple two-part pieces with my choir. I have a 6-voice, all-girl choir here in Marfa, Texas, and that is a challenge in and of itself. They've never had choir here. They've only had band, and elementary music did not include singing or reading music, just doing rhythms and playing instruments. So quite a challenge, but 6 very keen girls. And so we chose a piece that Dr. Wilson recommended for the summer 2021 conducting symposium, which is by Andrea Ramsey, Dr. Andrea Ramsey, which is called Sing to Me. It's a simple yet very beautiful piece. My girls love the melody and they love the message of the song. We started it at the very beginning of the year, and for them this was acceptable because it was in English and it was a pop song. So here is Dr. Andrea Ramsey's Sing to Me.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4. 2, 3, 4.
Sing to me. Sing to me. Sing to me something of sunlight and bloom. Sing no more of sorrow and gloom. Sing no more of the world's noise and strife. Sing to the beauty and brightness of life. Sing to me. Sing to me. Sing to me. Sing to me. Sing of the blossoms that open in spring, of the sweet flowers bloom, the sweet flowers bloom, and the long lichens, the long lichens clean. And the winter is round about me. There are bright summers and springs yet to be. Sing to me, sing to me, sing to me. Sing to me. Sing to me. All right, my 12th video is of Mozart's Alleluia from his Exultate Jubilate. And this is arranged for 2-part young children's choir by Ruth Artman. My girls in my choir here, spring of 2022 in Marfa, Texas, hated this piece at the beginning. They found it operatic. It just has one word. They found it fuddy-duddy. However, I think with working on it, doing some bouncing exercises, they thought that was a lot of fun. And so, and those were recommended to me by Dr. Wilson, and one of the textbooks that we used in our conducting class as well. And so these girls, although I would not use this yet on at a concert, and I would try to incorporate some other singers from the junior high choir, but they still did a fair job of this piece, and of course good enough for me to try to practice my conducting skills. So here is the Alleluia from Exultate Jubilate by Mozart, arranged by Ruth Artman.
1, 2, 1, 2.